Hi everyone. I just attended the Australian media launch of the Smart #1 and Smart #3 electric cars in Brisbane, Queensland. They're being imported and sold in Australia by the huge multinational Mercedes dealer group LSH Auto. Here's the full video of their presentation, including the media Q&A. I hope you enjoy it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the exciting arrival of the Smart EVs to Australia with the reveal, well, not the reveal, but the launch today for the media and the media drive of the wonderful new #3 and the #1 behind me. I'd like to welcome you all. I also want to welcome our friends from Smart who have come in from China and from Germany, and going to be hearing from them in a few minutes. So, without too much further ado, I'm going to introduce our host for today's proceedings here in this fantastic building, which is the Breakfast Creek Lifestyle Centre and the home for Mercedes-Benz Brisbane, but it's really the LSH Auto facility here in Brisbane. And the host for today is John Good, the Managing Director of LSH Auto Australia. John.
Thank you very much, John. Distinguished guests, dear friends and colleagues from the media, colleagues from Smart, colleagues from LSH Auto, ladies and gentlemen. Very good morning. I really am very delighted to be able to welcome you to the launch of the Smart brand here in Australia, in our flagship operation in Brisbane, in the wonderful city of Brisbane, but also, importantly, to launch in the Australian market the very exciting #1 and also the very exciting #3 Sports Compact. This morning we'll be providing you some in-depth information on the reinvigoration of the very exciting and very forward-thinking Smart brand, which is today a 50-50 partnership between the world's oldest car manufacturer, Mercedes-Benz, and the Geely Group. Ladies and gentlemen, as you are aware today, later in Byron Bay, we'll witness the world premiere of the exciting new #5 that we believe as a group, and we're confident as a group, will add continual opportunities for the Smart brand here in Australia. Some of you may be wondering why LSH Auto Australia is delivering the Smart brand to the country. And ladies and gentlemen, the question is to that very simple. LSH Auto is the largest global retailer for Smart. We have a very strong and a very proud history with the Smart brand, and we believe the collaboration with the new products, with the new EV products, will only enhance that very strong and very rewarding partnership that we have. The LSH Group has also significantly invested strongly into the business in Australia with first-class facilities, as you see here, and locations throughout the eastern seaboard, in Sydney and also in Melbourne. And part of this investment, particularly for the Smart brand, is having a dedicated team to lead the new operations. And the leader of that team, I'm proud to announce today, is also Mr. Michael Lowe, who will also be with us as part of the next few days with the test drive. Michael's been with the operation for about 15 years, and we believe will continue to add value to our success with the brand. So in summary, ladies and gentlemen, we're very excited to have you with us here today to celebrate the launch of these fantastic products. And without any further ado, I'd like to introduce the Global Chief Marketing Officer for Smart, Mandy Zhang. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Also, big welcome from my side to all of you. Thank you for being with us here today to witness a very, very special and historical moment of Smart brand, being part of this amazing market. Speaking of Australia, not just kangaroo came to our mind. Ecological diversity, sustainable development, and inspirational growth are all the words strongly associated with this amazing market. Smart has always been striving to pioneer the future mobility for our customers. Therefore, there's no reason for us not to be here. And encouragingly, we have also witnessed a very robust growth momentum of electric vehicle in this market, more than doubled last year, and year to date, I learned almost about 9% of the penetration. All these data points indicate tremendous growth opportunity for Smart as a brand, operationally, but more importantly, strategically. So, Zhang, do you still remember this picture? We signed our agreement 3 months ago, end of April in Beijing. Can you imagine? Just over 3 months, we are ready today to introduce 2 products to this important market. This is also the commitment from Smart to be here, to show our commitment. And also big congratulations, thanks to Zhang and your team. We are very happy to work with a professional and reliable partner, LSH Auto here. Thank you, Zhang, for your dedication. Thank you. Yes, #1 and #3. These 2 products are the perfect embodiment of Smart in our electrification era. Designed by Mercedes, equipped with cutting-edge and mindful technology, such as our intelligent cockpit and autonomous solutions, and also reliable electric performance. We believe this will be a very nice Smart choice for customers in Australia market. Smart, from 26 years ago, has always been committed to inspire people to explore the opportunities of the world by making their journey utterly enjoyable and comfortable experiences. Open your mind is our mantra. Open your mind. We have our mindful technologies. We have our CTO, Mr. Yang here. Later you can find a lot of insights from him. But if there's one thing I would like to personally highlight, that would be our in-car assist avatar image. A little fox for #1, a cheetah for #3, showing more power and performance. Designed by low poly style, this gives you the contemporary art feel, but also very, very easygoing. Soon, I hope you will develop your personal bonding with your avatar in the car. It becomes your personal assistant and also your companion. Open your mind. Also, we have many co-creation partners. Brabus, we have been working for over 21 years. And art has been the centerpiece of our brand name. We have been collaborating around the globe with many artists, musicians. Recently, we also cross-borderly collaborate with Sennheiser, Track, and Ham Planet. Soon, I hope you would also enjoy such a great partnership to give you a smarter choice. Of course, our more premium choice is also the open mind consideration. Along the years, we have bring many amazing products. Yet, Smart can be of different forms. Premium is an attitude and pursuit of customer services. Therefore, we really count and also want to reach out to our partner here to offer our customer journey a very, very premium experiences. From design to craftsmanship, online, offline, of this customer journey, we hope you will find Smart care and also a Smart choice. So, having said all of this, Smart is a global brand. Over 26 years, we have our brand equity established and many fans communities across the globe. After the brand renewal, we are now actively in over 30 markets and countries, from China, Europe, Southeast Asia, North Africa, Middle East, now Oceania. We are very delighted to offer our premium products and customer experiences to more customers around the globe. Of course, being a brand, we have delivered over 100,000 cars in just 2 years after the brand renewal to our customers. That is also an industry record. From 2022 to 2025, every year a new model. #1, #3. As Zhang just mentioned, we are very delighted to have a world premiere for our third car, #5, that's how we call it, a mid-size SUV. The biggest, the boldest ever for Smart. Tonight we'll have the WP event at Byron Bay. Hope you would also enjoy that event. Life is best without menus. That's our tagline for #5. So, in our world, we believe great is better without barriers. Inspiration is better without limits. And Smart is better with Australia. Thank you all for your attention. Thank you.
The director of Mercedes Design, head for Smart Design, Sieber.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Smart has already a considerable history, far more than 20 years. And not all of the Smart have been in Australia, but with the reset now and the new collaboration, it's really a big new chapter. But still, when we did this restart for the brand, we looked into our values. So Smart always stood for emotion, Smart always stood for innovation, and Smart was always kind of pure, simple, easy to understand. So the 4.2 was just tailor-made for city use. So Smart always has a very, very clear positioning and a very strong form language. And talking about form language, that is our design philosophy. Love, pure, unexpected. These are really not sketches after the launch of the car or for the launch of the car. These are really working sketches for our first Smart in the new collaboration with Geely, our #1. And already you recognize, hopefully, surprising elements, some little funny stuff, but you see also, hopefully, you recognize the love and the pureness. Let me give you some insights. For love, so my personal favorite is just the fender. So already when I look at the fender, I wanna touch it. So it's really, it's the central part. If I just go along the side, look at the side. Many of the modern cars are cluttered with lines, with sections. This is just smooth and clean. And if we come to unexpected, there is always little hidden details. So look at the cyber sparks, we call it the cyber sparks, which are in close collaboration with Zhang's team, intelligently done, that it flimmers, so there are a lot of special details on that car. Let's come to the #3. One family. Again, this is an original sketch from the sketch phase of this vehicle, and it was the task to give the #1 a really sporty, dynamic sibling, with even increasing a little bit the value of love, and working on proportions, carefully on proportions. So proportions, the car is about 15 millimeter longer, but 60 mils lower. How did we achieve that? We lowered the suspension 20 mils, we put the seat reference point 20 mils lower to the floor, and we took out 20 mil of the headroom by taking off the blind on the roof. So still, you have very, very good headroom. Even try it out. I thought would be hard to get into the second row, but it's not. It's really very, very comfortable and still spaciness. Also here, let me explain how we applied our design philosophy. Love. Here, pay attention to the Coke bottle shape. So it's very, very, very sensually modeled. It was a really pleasure, and also here I can't stop touching these cars. Sorry. And pure. We have a very clear, recognizable front face and rear design. Would you switch to camera, please? So look at the front graphic, very clearly recognizable. A light line connecting two triangles. And what is always happening on these new smarts, front and rear have the same signature. Once you have seen the car from the front, you might never have seen it from the rear, but when you see it from the rear, you know what front belongs to the rear, or the vice versa. And that is also very typical for smart. Let's come to the interior. Of course, also here, same design philosophy. Let me start with the original sketch. That was the idea sketch. And also here, you already can see, hopefully, the three ingredients of our design philosophy. Let's have a look inside. As love, I would again give this flow into the center console. So it's again a very, very emotional flow. As pure, it's the theme of the oblong. It's a very, very simple, recognizable theme. That it's always important for smart that a kid could design one line and you would recognize, okay, the kid has seen the interior of the smart, or the kid has seen the front face of the car. And then look at the unexpected. All the little details, the vents, lighting, and so on. Talking about the vents, when it comes to the differentiation between the interiors of the cars, we gave it a new center console with sporty center vents and sporty integrated seats between others. And last but not least, user experience design. So Mandy said it already. Very special with a low poly style, very differentiating from what you're used from to other cars. And again, as unexpected, Mandy, you mentioned it already, it's our avatar. So that is basically the personification of the intelligence of the car. That is the companion who would you would talk to if you would expect something from the car. So already here, I'm done with my part. I made it short because you know the car from the media, but I'm then of course available for your question. Very much looking forward to your questions. And now I would hand over to Yifeng Zhang. He is business director and responsible smart global.
Thank you, Kai. Love, pure, unexpected. I can really see the deep love in the eyes of Kai, and I will carry the love to introduce you our beloved smart products. As responsible for global smart product, we positioned all our products in the very first beginning and try to differentiate them to address different customer groups. For #1, back in 2022, April, we launched the car in Berlin, Germany. It was the first product that we brought to the market for the smart new era. At that time, the smart #1 is positioned in the premium B segment SUV, focusing very much on Mercedes-Benz design, modern interior space, and also seamless customer journey for the people who has a young heart and enjoy fun urban lives. In the meanwhile, for #3, it's a progressive designed sporty C-segment SUV. It's more sporty and has more elegant characteristics, so customers can have fun by driving the car in the city. To clearly differentiate those two customers and also those two cars, the #1 is more focusing on comfort features, is more focusing on family usage. while the hashtag 3 is aiming for a dynamic, sporty driving experiences and also the people's personal needs when you drive the car. Those two cars came from the same vehicle platform, having the identical battery size, 66 kilowatt NCM, and also the same engine output of 315 kilowatt e-motor for the all-wheel drive. The charging can be done within 30 minutes from 10% to 80% with a DC supercharger. For hashtag 1, it can sustain an E-range of 440 kilometers WLTP and also acceleration of 3.9 seconds. Thanks to the aerodynamic design and the sporty design of the hashtag 3, it can achieve 15 kilometers more in the range and also 0.2 seconds faster compared with the hashtag 1. Contemporary premium, mindful technology, inspirational co-creation, as Mandy just introduced. The design is the cornerstone of our contemporary premium. The design comes from Mercedes-Benz, comes from Kai's team, is the best to show that this is a contemporary premium product. We also focus a bit more on differentiating in terms of elements to hashtag 3 to enhance the sporty and elegant positioning, including an integrated seat concept, including a sporty spoiler, and also the flying roof line with a coupish rear line. The second major pillar of the contemporary premium is always space, which is super important for Smart from history. We try to maximize the interior space with a defined and limited exterior size. Also, due to the pure electric drive platform, we are able to enhance and to enlarge our wheelbase. Thus, the knee room and the leg room on the second row is comparably to even an E-Class from Mercedes-Benz perspective. Additionally, we have the slidable rail bench on the second row. It enables a very flexible concept that either customer focusing on the trunk room size or on the spacious of the second row. The up to 20 storage spaces offers different possibilities for customer to storage their own goods. Comfort is also one pillar in the contemporary premium. For those two cars, we equipped in the front line for the driver's seat and co-driver seat all the comfort features, including the powered adjustment, including the lumbar adjustment, and also seat heating. For the Brabus lines, we even equipped with a ventilation and a standard feature for the lines. The dual leather seats that you can find in the premium line gives you a very premium touch and feel later you would experience. When you're sitting into the car, you feel so comfortable with also the large panoramic sunroof to have the best view in Australia. Also, in the meanwhile, have the 99% UV isolation rate. Now let's talk about the mindful technology. In the mindful technology, we're basically focusing on three major elements: connectivity, autonomous driving, safety. For the connectivity, we offer the standardized all cars, all lines, a 12.8-inch central display screen, and also a 9.2-inch HD instrument cluster behind the steering wheel. Additionally, for premium and Brabus line, we offer a 10-inch head-up display. Hardware is not enough. We try to enhance and sustain the seamless customer experience through all different screens. That's why, back in the very early stage, when we designed the car, we already put the best in class at that time, the chipset. Qualcomm Snapdragon 8155 into our car, standardized with all lines, all product to ensure the seamless customer experiences through all different screens. Hardware chipset is the major thing, but not the only thing regarding connectivity. For Smart, we try to connect people. We try to accompany people. And that's why we bring it to you. As Mandy and Kai was mentioning, the avatar is a great accompany that can talk to you as a channel towards voice control. In the meanwhile, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is standardized in the car that the customer has their own needs and own requirement in terms of usage in the digital world. Autonomous driving. Smart Pilot Assist makes it easier for you to hit the road with the 23 precision perception hardware components. Enables variety of functionalities in the autonomous area, especially in advanced intelligent driving and the low-speed maneuvering. Last piece, safety. Safety is always very, very important for Smart. Starting from the 4.2 area, we have the trade-in sale to put the safety as our priority to the customer. In the new product area for #1 and #3, this is also our priority to put the safety on the top. That's why for both cars, we achieved C-NCAP and E-NCAP 5-star safety rating with a very high score in each of the field. Now let's go to inspirational co-creation. As Mandy just mentioned, Smart has a very strong relationship with Brabus. In the very early 2000s, the Brabus starts the cooperation with Smart already. Ever since then, we are always hand in hand, holding each other through all products and through all different concepts. Now, let's meet Brabus. As mentioned, Smart has a long history with Brabus in cooperation. That's also that we bring this cooperation further in the new Smart area to bring the #1 Brabus and #3 Brabus. For the Brabus lines in the very close alignment with the Brabus headquarters in Bottrop, Germany. So here you can see the Brabus label in the front and rear. You can see the sporty engine hood and also the full body plate. And also in the courtesy lights, you will have the Brabus logo projected on the front. For the interior, we have a dedicated Brabus theme, which is black but with red accent. Here you can see the Brabus headrest integrated into the seat concept. You can see the Alcantara sporty steering wheel feeling and also the microfiber seats, all included together with the Brabus sporty pedal. Gives you a feeling of sportiness and also the driving performance feeling. One more thing I want to show you is the launch mode, which is very specific for the Brabus. Basically, when you activate the launch mode, you have your both feet on the pedal. Pedal to the metal, 3, 2, 1, counting down, and you leave your left feet out, and the car will shoot to achieve the 3.7 second acceleration time. It will be such a great and fun experiences. I would encourage you to experience as long as it's legal and it's fulfill the requirement of the road. I'm happy that you would experience it and you would feel the excitement and the fun inside of this car. Color is always very important for Smart to offer the variable, colorful colors to our all customers. That's also the reason for #1 and #3, we bring different colors to Australian market as well. For #3, even more. Try to fulfill the customer needs, try to bring the world a bit more colorful taste. As you might already know, for the Australian market, we have 3 variants for #1 and 3 variants for #3, both in the line Pro Plus, Premium, and Brabus. For the #1, we start the price with 54,900 Australian dollars through the line to the Brabus, and for #3, each line we will have a price gap around 3,000. By saying this, I'm closing my product session, and feel free to ask any questions around and we'll be happy to answer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, John, just a first question for you. Just how are you going with interest and orders for the two models here, and which ones are people leaning towards?
Actually, it's a great question. It's very early days at the moment, so obviously, really today is a springboard to get a lot more information and a lot more interest out into the market. As I mentioned, we've set up the operations in Sydney and in Melbourne. It's a shop and shop, and here with the flagship. So we do expect a lot of interest as of today. In terms from the initial interest, actually it's been really across the board. Interest certainly in Brabus, but equally #1 and #3 at this stage.
Don't be shy. Go ahead.
What's your goal for dealer footprint? How many Smart outlets do you want to end up with in Australia?
We're really concentrated at the moment, certainly in building up the flagship here as a very strong representation to get the brand out into the market. We'll continue to grow with the shop and shop concept in Sydney and Melbourne. Obviously, part of that footprint is to look how we establish certain pop-ups from a marketing side into the right target areas as well. And then obviously depending how the volume and how the brand grows, we'll continue to invest.
But right now you've just got the 2 locations?
Three locations.
3, okay.
Any product questions, Mark?
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
John, so what's the plan if someone from outside those regions where the dealers are, how would they go about ordering and testing and servicing going forward?
Yeah, certainly at this stage, concentration from an audience, certainly with the 3 capital cities, we've got a footprint up basically over 90% of the population anyway. If there is interest outside of those areas, we'll certainly handle that. And then from an after-sales side, we're continuing to work with the colleagues of Smart to increase that footprint.
John, apologies if I've missed this, but when do the first cars start being delivered to customers? When will they receive them?
As of September. Yep. So.
Couple of days.
Yep.
A product question, I think for Kai. Obviously, Smart made its mark as microcars, and these are great, but they're bigger. Is there an idea, like is Smart now a bigger car company, or is there still desire to re-look and reinvent the microcar?
So I think for Smart it has been a real reset. So we are growing into the premium segment, but we want to still keep true to our roots. So that is what I showed in the very beginning of the presentation. And of course, we are not forgetting about the 4.2. So we have the plan already in the door.
Hi there. I think the avatars are really cute. Can you tell us a bit more about them? Do they have names? Can you customize them? And how do you see people using them on a daily basis?
That's a good question. So first we were looking for something special. These were the avatars. And we choose the fox because the fox is known to be smart, right?
Witty image.
Yes.
Witty.
And then we were discussing, okay, we can customize. For example, in China, you will even have the possibility to buy accessories online for your avatar, which will appear on the car. The next step was for every car to give a different avatar. So the cheetah was chosen as a sporty animal, as a fast animal for the hashtag 3, and that story for sure can go on. And it's depending also on the line.
You will figure
story
tonight
can go
there will
on.
be a new avatar for our hashtag 5.
Just as a follow-up question, will you be able to customise those in Australia? Like buy your little hat for your cheetah or something like that?
We look into that and we want to know from the market, the customer feedback, and then have discussion.
My question relates to warranty. What's the warranty and what are the service intervals, please?
John? So warranty and service. Michael?
Yep,
Michael.
we can cover both. Okay.
There you go.
Thank you. It's a 5-year, 150,000 kilometre warranty, and the service intervals are every 12 months or 20,000 kilometres. 12 months or 20,000.
So just hold on, keep that mic for 1 second.
Okay.
5 years, 150,000. That does feel a little unders in the world of 7, 8, even 10-year warranties now. Is that enough to convince people to try a new EV brand?
No, I think it's we had a look at a lot of the competitors, and I understand there's some longer warranties out there, but I think it is enough. Yes.
Right. Okay. And so last one before I hand it back. This is just on this. I'm jumping ahead slightly, but the Smart 5 was on the slide as 2024. Does that mean we're going to get it in Australia this year, between now and December? No.
Middle of next year, probably.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll continue to work with the colleagues,
Yep.
but obviously we're looking into probably second half of next year.
Yep.
Question for Kai, redesign. Is there any connection to Mercedes-Benz design in designing the car? Are there any attributes that you deliberately incorporate to ensure that there's a connection, or do you go the other way to ensure there's no connection?
That's a very good
Very
question.
good.
I think one hand, you really recognize the pedigree. If you look the formal treatment, so also the design processes on how we are working, and the studios we're using, that it's Mercedes-Benz. And it's also on purpose being recognizable as a being in the Mercedes-Benz pedigree. On the other hand, of course, we are very careful that we will never confuse the cars. So the facial expression, front, rear, the design philosophy behind, it's purely dedicated to Smart. But you will see even details. Let me give you another detail. For example, we were discussing the grains in the interior. In the end, we chose a Mercedes grain for the lower areas, which we proved as scratch resistant, or a fine animal grain in the top. We were discussing using technical grains. All of these details you recognize in many of the details in Mercedes-Benz pedigree, but still, whenever you think Smart is getting too close to Mercedes, then we fail.
I have another question about Mercedes integration, if you like. It's specifically around the driver assistance technology. Have you been able to draw from Mercedes development in that area, or is that something that's been developed independently?
I think maybe that question I would forward to Jun.
Please, Yang.
Engineering all done in Smart R&D. Yeah.
Independently.
Independent.
Given a lot of people are moving away from constantly DC charging and they're putting in wall boxes, are you in talks with any charging providers to offer a wall box bundle or a charging bundle of some sort?
We're still talking to providers, but we're very close to having something that we can talk about. Yes.
Yeah, I have a question for Mandy. Any plan for Smart in the future have an MPV, the large car for big family or children?
To be honest, not in our immediate product portfolio yet. While we further develop, I think we want to really listen to the market, because Smart, we don't want to be defined by our forms.
Are there any other? Oh, there's more here. You're chatty today.
Always. Does the car comes down the same plant, the same production line as other Geely cars, or does it have its own plant?
That's probably a question for Yifeng.
or again for you too?
Yeah, we share the plant with the Geely product. That's for sure.
But having our dedicated line for our smart products.
Okay, dedicated line. It doesn't come down. It's not like Volvo, Polestar, Smart, whatever. No. And regarding service intervals and costs, is there like a service plan or something like that for a 5-year cap price or something?
Yeah, we will be doing service plans 3 or 4 years, and we'll have all that information for our customers.
Question over here.
I just want to thank the team for the presentation. I've just got a question about the battery. So I noticed it was lithium-ion and MC chemistry. Are there any plans, or first of all, where is the battery coming from? What's the warranty for the battery in Australia? Is it over 5 years? And are there any plans to move to LFP or other chemistries in the future?
Who was
in
last?
terms of warranty, we can
Technical question on the battery. Yeah.
Battery, I think we, how to say, we use the WeMat, the battery. I'm not sure if you know this company. Yeah, and the warranty, I think.
The battery warranty is 8 years for 150,000.
Michael? I see the MSRP on the screen. Does that mean we still don't find out the actual drive-away price till a few weeks' time?
As each of our states has different on-road costs, it's hard to put that. It'd be a lot of boxes. If you jump on our website and you select your state, you can see the on-road price. No problem.
That's live now?
That's live now, yes.
Live now, yeah.
So that's smart.lshauto.com.au. It'll be there now.
Quick one, just internationally, I think they're offered with a smaller battery option to create a cheaper entry point. Has there been any thought given to that in Australia to try and lower the cost of entry?
Yes, there's been some thought.
So off the table or something?
No, not off the table. It's for future consideration. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Is that
Just to clarify, sorry.
Go ahead.
Just to clarify on the warranty, so it was a 5-year warranty for the car and 8-year warranty for the battery?
Correct.
What does that say about either the car or the battery?
That's a competitive warranty.
Yeah.
That's what it says. It's a competitive warranty.
Yeah, so circling back to the smaller battery.
Circling back to the smaller battery question, given that 50 to 70,000 space with EVs is getting pretty crowded, is that a tempting proposition to get a cheaper battery in the thing, obviously sacrifice range, but put you in a more competitive space, or is that something that is not really aligned with the brand image for Smart that you're looking for?
I wouldn't say it's not aligned. A smaller battery is a choice. It's not a quality. It's not a quality issue. The price we think is incredibly competitive for the offering that we have, and we are premium products, so we wanted to break the market with the best specification we could. But we're absolutely open to the future to bringing the smaller battery in.
There's a question over here.
Thank you for the presentation. Charging is a big sort of barrier to EV adoption, and some of the others have touched on it earlier. Are there sort of any plans to educate the market who may not know about slow or fast charging because they're coming from petrol or diesel cars? Is that something that Smart is considering of doing and educating consumers who are just not sure about it just yet to purchase their electric vehicles?
If I may, there's a bigger piece there in terms of educating consumers as to the use of their own vehicles. So the range anxiety issue, and we obviously we all did a lot of research before deciding to bring the product to the marketplace, and what's understood is that the average distance that most Australians travel who live urbanly is under 30 kilometres a day. Yeah, so the range anxiety issue is really more a perception. So the education is more in the mind of the consumer to get them to understand their own use of the vehicle, and that in fact a wall box or even slow charging is perfectly adequate in most cases. And so I think that with the market as it is, we believe that with about 9% of the market now, there's still plenty of room to move. And as people start to understand their own usage and break away from the perception that they need something to go around the country, nobody ever does that. And there are other purposes, there are other machines to do that job for you. So I think that's more. We're sort of in agreement on that one. Yeah, that's very much where we've been thinking, and that's where the opportunity lies.
Will the car be submitted for ANCAP testing?
Yep, you got that one.
Yes. The first cars arrived into Melbourne just this week. So once we'll get a couple registered, we'll give them to the appropriate people, we'll get our NCAP rating. Yeah.
Probably, I think I know the answer to this, but is there anything different on this compared to other regions or markets? Is anything different on the Australian models, tyres, anything?
If it's only Australian local market requirement in terms of requirements, then we do certain fine-tunement. But the major spec is exactly the same as a right-hand drive variant from UK.
Okay.
You all know that there are certain little requirements.
Certain little requirements, different, yes.
So new brand, completely new products. Every sale you make is going to be a conquest in this country. So where do you expect to be conquesting those sales from? Are you aiming to take market share off other EV makers, or are you looking to get people out of combustion vehicles, or what demographics are you targeting as well?
So the first place to start looking is obviously for the in our market, which is very similar to, for example, California, is to start looking at the second car in a family. It's often actually the primary car that's being used, but it's considered the second car, right? So it's the one that's doing all the work, that's going to the shops, that's going to the school drop-offs, that's doing the sports, all of that sort of thing. So that's a substitution probably for an ICE of some sort. Exactly where that's coming from is a very broad range. You know how many brands we have in this country, and everyone's got a tiny little bit, but obviously the big players who have been serving that secondary or the second car market, or the primary city car market, are the obvious targets, because this car is a premium offering at a price which is extremely competitive with some of those standard offerings that are currently ICE. So that's probably where it's going to come. If we're talking about a 1.1 million market, it seems to be pretty stabilised at that. Those are the areas we're looking at, and there's heaps of opportunity left in that.
Mm-hmm. Will you be offering customers any lifestyle benefits that some of the other premium brands offer, such as complimentary cars when the vehicle's being serviced, and other benefits that some of the premium brands currently offer?
Yes, we will. From a broader concept, as a group, the LSH group also has a dedicated luxury program, identified program, Iridium Club. So Smart members will also be able to join the Iridium Club and get all the additional benefits through that.
So is that an opt-in? Is that an opt-in, or do they automatically become members?
Under the privacy, it's an opt-in, but at the point of delivery, and that's an additional benefit that the customers would get as being part of the LSH group.
And I think I don't really need a microphone, you can all hear me. So I think thank you very much for your attention and for the great questions.
So the Premium and the Brabus will have 22 kilowatt AC charging.
Oh, that's really awesome. It means the battery can basically be charged in 3 hours.
Yes.
Let me know in the comments what you thought of the Smart #1 and Smart #3. I thought the pricing is quite impressive, especially for the #1 compared to EX30 and Zeekr X. Please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps me make more videos like this for you. See you later.